Welcome to Sports Express with Spencer Davidson. Brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Coming up aboard the Express, the section finals for high school football brings local teams to the Dome tomorrow. A run-through of what you can expect to see. Plus, two local colleges battle on the ice as UC and Morrisville renew their rivalry in women's hockey. But first, time for tonight's big game. The Comets look to get back in the win column after a three-game losing streak. They took on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, with Nikolai Goldobin getting back on the score sheet the last time out. He's the Comets' second leading scorer, behind Reed Boucher, who is still out with an injury but was presented his AHL Player of the Month award prior to puck drop. Just 58 seconds in, Comets on a power play. Mitch Elliott off the face-off puts it on net. It's stopped, but it hits a defenseman's skate and rainbows into the goal. That one goes to Elliott, his first in the AHL. Utica up by 1. Michael DiPietro solid in net for most of this one. With Adam Johnson coming in on a rush, Mikey stays strong and makes the stop. In the second, Elliott, nearly a costly turnover, catches an edge, and it goes to Jake Lucchini alone in front, but DiPietro bails him out with a big save. At the other end, Dustin Tokarski, with some NHL experience to his name, was good when called upon as well. Robs Guillaume Brisebois with the glove off the backdoor feed. It stayed 1-0 until late in the third when the Pens struck twice in the span of about 40 seconds. Comets skid reaches 4 as they fall 2-1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Express. Another tough one for the Comets, who get right back at it in Binghamton against the Devils tomorrow. Now, prior to that one, it was the ladies on the ice as Utica College and Morrisville State went head-to-head to drop the puck on the women's hockey season. The Pioneers are coming off a solid year at 16-9-1 overall, while the Mustangs were nearly identical at 16-9-2. Morrisville won last year's meeting. First period, no score. Mustangs put on the pressure. Kylie Cameron with the takeaway in front, and she buries it on a great individual effort. Morrisville up and running on the board first. Just 1 minute later, Mustangs strike again. This time it's Cameron on the assist, centering it for Mackenzie Lombardi, who puts it off the post and in. It's a 2-goal Morrisville lead after 1. In the second, they pick up where they left off. Good passing here. Deflects in front to Cameron in the slot, and she roofs it for her second of the game. It's a 3-goal Mustangs lead. Later in the middle stanza, more from Morrisville. This time a centering feed goes off a UC defender's skate right onto the waiting stick of Kendra Johnston, who puts it home. Morrisville's Lombardi ended up with a hat trick in the game. UC did put one up in the third, but the Mustangs take this one 6-1. So tomorrow is a big day for local high school sports. For one, it's Dome Day, with local football teams competing for section titles in Syracuse. One of those teams, the Proctor Raiders, will be going, surprisingly, for its first. The Raiders are 9-0 overall and will take on the two-time defending champs, Cicero North Syracuse, for the Class AA crown. Those two teams met back on October 18th, with Proctor cruising to a 32-0 win. With the deep and talented Raiders are confident, yet locked in heading into the Dome tomorrow. They are looking forward for the opportunity, though, to play for a banner.
The kids are excited. The community is excited. You know, the school district's excited. Everybody's excited. Everybody's talking about it. They're good. I mean, they're well coached. I mean, they won the last 2 sectional championships with better players than we had. You know, I don't know if you want to call it rebuilding. They reloaded with the guys. They're not as good as they were, you know, last year. I think if we run our offense the way we've been running it and score the points that we've been scoring in every game, I think we got a very good shot to win the game.
The Raiders looking to dethrone the North Stars at the Dome tomorrow at 8 p.m. in the Class AA final. Tomorrow's Class D final is a local matchup between Frankfort Schuyler and Waterville. For Frankfort, it's their first appearance for a section final at the Dome since 1998, and they haven't won a banner since 1982, so it's been quite the magical run. After starting off the season at 5-0, they lost 2 straight before bouncing back in the postseason to get to this point. One of the teams they lost to, you guessed it, the Indians. A tough shutout loss at home on October 18th. They know they're in for another big test, but they say that this time around they're ready for the challenge.
They shut us out. They did us pretty good, but Waterville's a good team. But ever since then, we've just been working harder and harder, and we just want to come out and play the best that we could to best ability. They're a fearless team. Like they want to go out there and they want to hit, and we're gonna have to deal with that. We're gonna have to come out with the same attitude, and we're gonna have to overcome that.
There's a lot of motivation. Game plan still gonna stay the same. We're gonna go out and give everything we have every single play, and this time we want the score to go in favor of us. So it's just surreal. Like I've been talking to everyone and just telling them like, wow, this is a dream come true, and it hasn't even happened yet. Like thinking about it, like oh, we're going to the Dome, but as soon as we get there, we're gonna get there and we're gonna look around and be like, oh crap, we're finally here. It's time to get to work.
Well, in that Class D final, it'll be Waterville's first time playing for a banner in 15 years. The last time at the Dome, 2004. This is a team that has completely flipped the script that was written last year. They went just 1-7, but now this year have won their past 5 to get to this point. As mentioned earlier, they beat the Knights 20-0 in a dominant performance back on October 18th. Another dual threat team, as you can see from these highlights, they have the weapons to pass or throw the ball. Guys like Cody Spooner, Connor Marriott, Tristan Graham down the line leading the way. They beat Beaver River in the semifinals to get here. Kickoff for this all-local Class D final at the Dome is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Here's the rest of the slate of local teams at the Dome tomorrow. 6-1, West Canada is heading to the 8-man championship to take on last year's champion, Weedsport. That game is at 8:30 a.m. Then at 2 p.m., it's Loudville battling Cato Meridian in Class C. The Red Raiders, who are undefeated at 9-0, are back at the Dome for the second year in a row. They lost in the final last year to Holland Patton. And at 5, it's the Class B final as top seed and 9-0 Oneida takes on Solvay. The Indians came off a thrilling last-minute victory against Marcellus in the semis. That brings us to the end of the first stanza here on Sports Express. Coming up after the break, I will introduce you to our latest athlete of the week. She recently broke a varsity record set 4 years ago by her. This senior has led her team to a magical run in the postseason.
If you want to join the conversation on Twitter, use hashtag SportsExpress. This is Sports Express Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby, and Wittig and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
It is indeed now time to unveil our Athlete of the Week. Welcome back to Sports Express. She has been dominant on the varsity level since she was 13 years old. Now as a senior, she's making sure her remarkable career is being capped off with a historical run. Riley Rich of the Central Valley Academy girls soccer team has certainly filled up the score sheet over her career. A few games ago, she broke her own single-season school scoring record, set as an 8th grader, with her 36th goal of the season, a dramatic, literal last-second goal to lift them to the section semifinals. In that semifinal contest, she scored the team's 2 goals to lead them to the section final, where she scored the game winner there to help the Thunder win its first girls soccer title. Earlier this week in the state sub-regional, Riley scored a pair and assisted on the other 2 in a 4-1 win as the Thunder now head to the regional final tomorrow. It'd be impossible to remember every single goal she has scored because there have been so many, but Rich said that this journey, culminating with this historical season, has been everything she could have dreamt of and more.
When I broke my record in 8th grade, I never thought I was ever going to come close to that record again, and it was just surreal that I was able to do it on my home field. My team trusts me and I trust them, and I just want to make them proud, and they work for me and I work for them, and I put in a lot of work, and to know that it pays off is just so special. I wouldn't change a thing. I really think that I accomplished everything that I wanted to on my varsity seasons. It was just so special. I'm dreading the day that I never put on that jersey again. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I'm just really thankful that I got to play for the coaches I played for and got to play with all the teammates that I got to play for. And I'm so glad that we made history here at Central Valley.
We are where we are because of Riley. She is the epitome of an athlete. She is a leader on and off the field. She is the one that everyone looks to for when we need that goal, that go-to goal, that go-ahead goal. She's just been the driving force all season. Riley has always been well beyond her years. She's mature. You can have adult conversations with her. She is just every coach's dream, and it doesn't surprise me that she was doing this at 13. I don't think I'll ever see another athlete quite like her, and I'm just lucky that I have been able to coach her.
Good stuff as always. If you know of a high school athlete who deserves to be our Athlete of the Week, there's our contact info. Just send us who you would like to be nominated and why. All featured athletes will receive a plaque courtesy of CNY Awards and Apparel. That takes us to intermission number 2 here on Sports Express. Still to come, Herkimer College welcomes new recruits onto its softball team. Also, a busy day in local high school sports tomorrow, not only in football as we discussed earlier, but I'll map out what local teams are in action and where as they look to keep their postseason runs alive.
For final scores and video highlights from tonight's games, log on to WKTV.com. This is Sports Express, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.
Welcome back aboard the Express. Yes, it just started snowing, but softball is on our minds. The Herkimer Generals held its annual signing night tonight as they get set to welcome in their next class of recruits. 11 girls officially signed their letters of intent to play softball for the Generals when they enter the collegiate levels. One actually FaceTimed in from out of town. The signing took place on campus tonight with girls from as near as Poland, like Tornadoes player Thalia Pantoja, but also came from all over the country and even Canada. The program has seen a lot of success over the years, and they attribute that to attracting more than just talented players.
Our recruits are everything for us. You know, people ask us where our success comes from, and without the horses in the barn, it's really hard to win the race. And we recruit character. It's not just talent for us, and we do a really good job of being thorough and not just recruiting the kid, but we recruit the families. You know, the philosophy is that the apple doesn't fall far, and we want to make sure that we're bringing in the right pieces into our program. We're a small college. We want to make sure that we have the right character inside the jersey.
The Generals went 48-8 this past spring, finishing as the national runner-up to Rock Valley College in the national championship game. All right, so we talked about football earlier, but that's not all that's going on. High school soccer state regionals are also tomorrow. Now, the winners of these games go into the state Final Four. In Class C, Section 3 champ Little Falls in girls soccer takes on Section 4's Unitego at noon at Norwich High School. In Class D, it's Poland facing Section 4's Marathon at 2:30 p.m. That game also in Norwich. Class B, CVA plays Section 2's Chalmont at 4 o'clock at Mechanicville High School. And on the boys' side, it's another Poland Marathon matchup here as well. This game coming at 4 o'clock at Liverpool High School. Only one local team left standing in girls field hockey. Holland Patton goes for a spot in the state Final Four in the regional finals against Section 4's Vestal. That's at Vestal tomorrow at 3 p.m. So good luck to all our local teams competing in postseason play tomorrow. And we will be, of course, following all that and have wrap-ups for you tomorrow night. That's it for us. We'll see you back here next Friday night for another edition of Sports Express.
This has been Sports Express, brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby & Whitting and the law offices of Ricardo J. Morrow.